What's up, y'all? It's time for another episode of the Love Life and Teach Sis podcast, and we're back today with part 4 of the self-love series. In today's episode, we're going to talk about self-love, yes, but I also want to talk about how as Black women, we have been conditioned to feel like we have to take care of any and everybody else before we take care of ourselves. Being educators, we almost have a double-edged sword. We're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. Because as educators, we too are made to feel like we have to put the schools and our students' needs ahead of our very own. So today, I really want to talk about how as Black women in education, we can start to hone in on the ways that we can take care of ourselves. Because, girl, it's hard out here. As Black women and as educators, it is imperative to ensure that we do what is necessary to take care of our personal well-being, as well as advocating for our personal needs and desires. With the school year that I just had, and we'll get into that in a minute, I can tell you, honestly, that this entire conversation about self-love as a Black woman, it hits different. So here's to you, my fellow beautiful, bold, Black educator. Here's to absolutely loving you. Now, when it comes to self-love, we have to unapologetically embrace our own identity. The fact is that nobody is you. Nobody. Whether you are loud, creative, have curly hair, or like to reply all to emails, that is you, and you have to be her. How can we truly say that we love ourselves when we allow other people to quiet us and our vision of ourselves? I remember the day I got the email that shared I would be working in 2 particular schools in my district. They happened to be the 2 most affluent elementary schools in the district, and a population the complete opposite of what I had been working in previously. And you know what? The first thing my dad, love my dad, but the first thing he said was, no, you're going to have to change your hair. And honestly, I kind of thought the same thing at the time. Why is it that as Black women, we feel we don't have to... Why is it that as Black women, we feel we won't be accepted just because of our hair? And that doesn't stop at just hair. Think about your other qualities that you feel like you might not be accepted because of. At that time, I was about 10 or so months into my lock journey. Knowing that I was going to have primarily white colleagues, it was only going to be straight hair for me. Or so I thought. Now, I did end up combing out my locks, but it had nothing to do with going to those schools. My true identity is right here in this fro. I've been rocking a fro for about 11 years. And listen, I miss my girl. Showing up with that fro any and everywhere was a part of me, and it was kind of a part of my brand. I remember the time a new parent couldn't remember my name, and she was trying to describe me to the school secretary. Her description: the teacher with the big, beautiful hair and the colorful lipstick. Such an accurate description. And the school's secretary knew exactly who she was referring to. As soon as she gave her that description, she was like, oh, you mean Miss Brown? Yeah, Miss Brown. Yeah, that's her. So I went back to rocking my twist outs and my afro because they are the truest version of me. But when I got the news about the new schools, I still kind of felt like a fro might even be too much. But I showed up with her anyway, head held high. I'll be honest, I did experiment a lot with my hair over the last year, a lot. Straighten it a couple of times, braids, those type of things. But all in all, I love me and my fro, so she gets the priority. Hair is just one example, but as Black women, we have so many great qualities. Practicing self-love is going to help you show up regardless of what other people think about your amazingness and those qualities. You are not for everyone, and that is okay, but show up. Be loud, be bold, and girl, show up all the way. As Black women, we also need to have community. Amongst all the noise, it is imperative to find your tribe. This too is an act of self love. Self love is doing that thing or things that truly set your soul on fire. You have to make sure that you are in community, because when you're in community, you can find those people that are going to help lift you up so that you're constantly doing the things that set your soul on fire, but they can also help to guide you in that direction. As the minority in a school building, my saving grace has been the community of Black women in the building. Because, honey, there are not many of them. But the sisters that are there have created their own kind of community, and we lift and build each other up like no other. If I couldn't find peace in any other room in the school, I know without a doubt I could walk right back down to 105, my office, where there was peace and almost like a sister circle ready to wrap their arms around me. If you have yet to find your tribe in online communities or in person, then the next best thing is to create those spaces for yourself. Get out a piece of paper and a pen and consider what your community would look like. Create a description for the community and the qualities of the individuals that you want present in this community. Now, if you are struggling with that, girl, chat GPT it, because it will give you a good description of your community. Then it's time to build. Invite people into your community. Be open and transparent. That's how to build trust as you get to know your new tribe. Use your new tribe to provide an empowerment space of growth and mutual support among its members. You have the opportunity to create a space where you love on yourself, but love on other people just like you. The third way that you can show yourself some love is to self-reflect. Now, whether you've been here for 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute, or you're like, girl, I don't even know you. You probably know that I am a big, big, big supporter of self-reflection. So as a means of self-love, I want you to reflect. Reflect on your teaching practices, your strengths, your areas of growth. Reflect on your continuing growing, elevating mindset. Reflect on all of your accomplishments, both big and small, and then celebrate yourself. The art of self-celebration is also a part of learning to love, enjoy, and appreciate you. Celebrate the big things that you do. Celebrate the small things that you do. But honey, celebrate it all. Celebrate your strengths and how they propel you forward. Celebrate your weaknesses and celebrate the growth that you know is going to come once you either delegate or learn to manage those. Develop specific milestones for yourself if you need to, as reminders that you need to celebrate your accomplishments along this self-love journey and this journey called life. You are a phenomenal educator. You, yes, you. And as a Black woman, I need to remind you that you need to practice self-love on a daily. Don't forget to walk in your true identity. Don't forget to find your tribe, because you need that community. And honey, don't forget to celebrate yourself. You've got this. Love ya.